TV50 Sports and Tri-State Megabucks present Candlepin Stars and Strikes.
Yeah, come on!
Oh, 20 more! Oh! Candlepin Stars and Strikes is brought to you in part by Goulet Appliances.
You're going to hear some noise if this is a strike. Got a shot at it. Oh, he's got it in a row. Oh, wow.
Candlepin Stars and Strikes is produced in conjunction with the New Hampshire Candlepin Bowling Association. And now your hosts, Doug Brown and Dan Murphy.
Hi, everybody, and welcome once again to Park Place Lanes here in Windham, New Hampshire for Candlepin Stars and Strikes right here on WNDS TV50. Doug Brown here along with Dan Murphy. And we have reached semifinal week, looking for two more matches before we finally have our next Tournament of Champions qualifier.
Yeah, I'm sure that's on both bowlers' minds. If they win this match, they'll be into the finals, but it gets a little work to do before they get to that final match.
Just a little bit of work to attend to, so let's meet the two bowlers. First of all, our winner from last week, looking to make it two in a row from Lynn, Massachusetts, Tom Morgan.
He did it with strikes last week. Had a couple double strikes in the match in defeating Skip Davis and struggled the first game, but after that he found his rhythm and a lot of strikes those final two games.
Those double strikes do make up for a lot of ills.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And he will be facing a newcomer here to Candlepin Stars and Strikes from East Boston, Massachusetts. Meet Bruno DeFeo.
Bruno comes in, first time with us, carries an average of 123, high single of 170, and a high triple of 441. His qualifying score was 662 to put him in that number 2 spot.
And again, the winner of this one will get a chance to come back for the big money next week and a qualifying spot in the Tournament of Champions. Of course, our winner next week moves into that Tri-State Megabucks Tournament of Champions. But a lot of ground to cover between now and then. We'll also tell you about the bonus ball contest a little bit later on in the show. But we're going to get to our match, Tom Morgan against Bruno DeFeo, right after these words. Don't go away.
If you won Tri-State Megabucks, you could afford to have your children taught equitation at a cost of nearly $17,000 per year, horse not included. Or you could have them taught proper grace and etiquette at charm school for about $5,000 per year. Or you could do what Bertha Aruda did when she won. She split the jackpot among her 3 children, thereby teaching them something they might not learn anywhere: generosity. You can bet her kids also learn division. Tri-State Megabucks. Play this week and just imagine.
For over 60 years, the friendly people at Lowell Window Fashions have been helping to beautify homes. Let us show you our wide selection of Kirsch products, including verticals, mini and micro blinds, duets and pleated shades, woven woods, and the latest fashions in custom draperies. They add sparkle to any decor. Our experienced staff at Lowell Window Fashions can assure you quality service and design. Kirsch and Lowell Window Fashions bring you the most innovative decorating solutions imaginable. Discover endless possibilities at Lowell Window Fashions with locations in Lowell, Nashua, and Manchester.
Building sold. After 15 years, Village Furniture in downtown Nashua is forced to close their doors forever. So now is the time to act for the best selection at the best price. Save 30 to 70% off on all furniture, bedding, and waterbeds. Hurry in now for savings you can't afford to miss. All items in stock are for immediate removal. Village Furniture's going out of business sale on 184 Main Street in Nashua. Your Visa, MasterCard, and Discover cards are welcome. Village Furniture going out of business forever.
G-O-U-L-E-T. They got appliances for you and me. The very best place you could possibly be is G-O-U-L-E-T. Not everybody knows how long we've been around, but everybody knows we're the best buy in town. The very best place you could possibly be is G-O-U-L-E-T, G-O-U-L-E-T, G-O-U-L-E-T. Goulet Appliance Center, Manchester, Rochester, and Concord.
2 matches down and 2 to go in this series championship. Brought to you in part, incidentally, by Goulet Appliance Center in Manchester, New Hampshire. We appreciate their support. Hope you'll stop in and say hello. Skip Davis beat John Maffio in our first match in this series. Then last week, Tom Morgan was the winner over Skip Davis. So that leaves us with our top 3 bowlers remaining. Tom Morgan against Bruno DeFeo today. And then next week, the winner moves on to face our number 1 seed, Jim Cassell. So Tom Morgan is ready to get this match started. Tom coming off that 397 last week to beat Skip Davis, who rolled a 378.
Oh, boy.
More
Right
of the
out of the
same.
chute. Plays it on the inside. The ball goes down and clears the 610. The head pin clears the rest, and great shot. Opening box.
Well, he was doing a lot of that last week, making terrific shots for spares, and then when he finally kicked in with the double strikes, it was pretty much over. Although Skip Davis gave him a run, and we didn't actually get a chance to tell this story about Skip Davis while he was here, but he took about a year off from bowling with some rib injuries and was just coming back and bowled quite well.
He certainly did.
But Tom Morgan now looking for his second straight win. And his fourth overall here on Stars and Strikes. He is 3-1 in his previous appearances. Bruno DeFeo, of course, as we mentioned, making his first appearance on our show. So the 2 fill negates the spare for Tom Morgan. And now our first look at Bruno DeFeo from East Boston.
I get my very first look at him. One of the young, hard throwers we've got in this game of candlepin bowling, and was able to be seeded number 2 with that 5-game total of 662.
Good form for the youngster.
Absolutely. Good result, too. Cleared out the 4 horsemen plus that 6-pin for a 10 box.
Has a very high arm swing and smooth follow through. And does throw the ball pretty hard.
2 6-10 left. Piece of wood nestled right next to the 2-pin.
No, wasn't there. So only 1 pin separating our 2 bowlers after the first couple of boxes. Again, the runner-up on this show will take home a check for $250 and also the runner-up plaque from the N&R Trophy Company of Winchendon, Massachusetts. The winner moves on to take a crack at the big money and a possible position in the Tournament of Champions. A little bit later on in the show, we're going to give you some information about the Tournament of Champions, the tentative taping date, and the date when the Tournament of Champions will begin airing here on Stars and Strikes.
Hey, look at this thing. Not bad at all. Here you go, T, baby. Take advantage.
Missed the head pin. Tommy Morgan did, but left himself a decent spare leave in the 1 and the 2. Flush on the head pin.
That's stick.
What's up, T? Come on, Bruno. Drop the ball. Here, come on.
Fire up there.
Bruno DeFeo looking for his first mark, and he
Wants that 7-pin to go, but
well, he did everything but knock it down. He's got the 2 and the 7, but the wood is pretty favorable. Ooh, wow. Well, it looked favorable.
well, he came up a little high on it, and the wood didn't help him at all. Just pushed the 2-pin around the 7. A little lower, he might have swept the whole piece of wood into the 7-pin, but still looking for his first mark.
Half Worcester right.
That close to a spare.
And the difference is still 1.
3, 5, 6, 10 with the 4, 7 on the left.
Nice bed. Get a couple.
Ooh.
Come on, time to
6, 45.
Mentioned Tom's wife, Linda, last week. We forgot to mention the kids, Jamie and Kelly.
Come on, mix it up.
Tom works as a machinist at General Electric in Lynn. Does a lot of his bowling at the Lafayette Lanes in Amesbury. And both bowlers just struggling to find the range here in the early going.
Nice out, T. Nice out, buddy.
Some of those variables that have an effect on the match that you probably don't realize at home too. And I guess it's no secret that we tape more than one show in a day. Tape a couple, then we break for lunch, come back, and sometimes that has a way of working to the disadvantage of the person who just won the match, sitting around and waiting until we come back and tape again. That's Tom's excuse now. Let's move on to Bruno. Bruno, first time in front of the lights. Probably still got a few jitters.
Oh,
that should take care of a few of them.
That's a nice spare. The 3 and the 9. With a little help from the wood.
Yes, those 2 pins were right. 2 pins remove for the half Worcester. And always difficult without a little help. 1, 2, 4, and 10 left, and it looks like a piece of wood that could help him with the 10. Oh, boy.
He thought he had it.
Yes, threw his hands up saying, wow, what do I have to do? And a 10.
Come on, Chief, baby. Start it here now. Come on.
Well, for those of you who are thinking about making plans to join us for the Tournament of Champions taping, I want to stress that this is a tentative taping date, but tentatively we have scheduled the Tournament of Champions to be taped on Sunday, April the 8th.
Come on, mix it up.
Right, write 'em right down.
And if you'd like to double check that, the best way to do it is to either call here to Park Place Lanes in Wyndham
Come on, get 3.
or call TV50 in Derry, and they can confirm that for you. But as we sit now, tentatively, we've got that Tournament of Champions date scheduled for Sunday, April the 8th. Paul Berger will be here. Joe Ashline will be here. Scott Williams. Al Cloutier. One of the 3 remaining bowlers in this series will be here. And we have one more series to go for that last qualifying spot. And that will be our next taping schedule, next taping date for that last series, and we'll tell you a bit more about that later. But again, the tentative date for the Tournament of Champions is April the 8th. Now, for those of you who won't be able to get here and are looking forward to watching the Tournament of Champions here on WNDS TV50, the Tournament of Champions will begin on Sunday, April 22nd. Sunday, April the 22nd will be the first week of the Tournament of Champions, and of course it'll run for 5 weeks.
Five, 7 left for Bruno.
And no wood as it rolls off the back.
Ooh, that
wow.
close. Gave it a good bid. Trying to cut the 5 into the 7. And again.
Well, Bruno has himself a 10-pin lead right now. Talking to himself a little bit.
A little bit, yes, yeah. Now that's a sign of a real veteran. Talking to yourself up on the approach. Except probably his language is a little different than the veteran's shoes. But he'll learn that as he goes along. 1 and 10.
Nope. He's opposite a $7, so he wants to pick up as many pins as he can here. Take advantage of a slow start by Tom Morgan. But he takes another $8.
So both ballers waiting for the other one to take the ball and run a little bit, I guess. And
a lot of times what happens in cases like this is when one guy gets hot, then the other guy will get hot right away.
Well, he's got the 4-pin, but 2 pieces of wood shouldn't be a problem going straight back. If he had 1 piece, it might have been a problem.
I'll give you 10.
Second mark for Tom.
Break it up.
Tom has just a tiny bit of a backup action on his delivery. Kind of inside outs it a little bit.
He's looking at 2, 4, and 7, and 10. Right now, he looks a lot stronger than he did against Skip Davis. I mean, he's throwing harder, so maybe just overthrowing just a wee bit, and that's cause of the 95.
A little full for Bruno, but he'll shoot at the 3-7.
Wood might have turned a little too much for him, but he's got a second piece behind the 3-pin. Well, it looks like he may have a shot below the red line.
Let's see.
No,
not quite. You were right.
I think the second piece might have cost him rather than helped him.
And $10. I'm sure Bruno would love to put a mark up here and get that lead up over 10.
And that close to a strike.
Because certainly you've got to figure Tom Morgan is not going to throw more than 195.
I'm sure Tom is hoping and praying, or praying and hoping that he doesn't. Right on it, single pin. Testy little spare. First single pin he's had to shoot at for a mark.
And each bowler now with 2.
So he leads by 5, plus the fill.
A little off target. Let's see if he can steal another one. It'll be a 5. For a 105 and a 10-pin lead for Bruno DeFeo. We've got 2 strings to go as we look for another finalist in this series in Candlepin Stars and Strikes, and we'll have more in a moment. Don't go away. Test. Haven't had a winner for a while. We hope we have your postcards. If not, here's how you get them to us. Regular size postcards only, please. We always, every once in a while, one of those poster size postcards comes in. We have to throw it away.
Those are your mother's.
Yeah, could be.
She sends those in.
Could be. But don't try and sneak it by us, because we usually catch it. Send a regular size postcard only, please. Include your name, your address, and your number from 1 to 10. And send it into Park Place Lanes, Route 28, Windham, New Hampshire, 03087. And needless to say, employees of WNDS TV 50 and Park Place Lanes and their families will win double. No, are not eligible. That's what I meant to say.
So your mother's wasting postage on those big cards.
That's right. That's right. All right, Bruno DeFeo set to get us started. Lane 32 as we pick up the middle string. Bruno with a 10-pin lead.
I guess I got to take my postcards out of there then.
Yeah, that'll take out about half of the...
Be a little lighter to carry that TV over.
Bruno with a pretty good-looking Brooklyn hit, actually, and only gets the 7, 8, and 10. There's wood, but I don't think it'll help much.
It'll help with the 8-pin. That's
Takes a 9. Bruno, as we mentioned, from East Boston, works at the Bank of New England, does a lot of his bowling right at the Central Park Lanes in East Boston.
And will it? No. 4 and 10. And that's 2 balls that he buried in the 1-2 and 1-3 pocket. And not much to show for.
Reggie DeLime was already halfway down there when that pin started rolling away.
I'll tell you, he's a lot quicker than Dottie. A lot quicker.
at that. He runs right out of the frame. They don't even get a chance to get him on camera.
Well, I think Doughty told him, listen, you don't get out of there quick enough. Oh, what a shot. Woo! 4-10. I think. Watch this. Pinches it on the left-hand side and jumps into the 10. I think Doughty told him, if you don't move out of there quick enough, they throw bowling balls at you.
Well, that's a big shot for Bruno DeFeo. Fine spare. His third.
That ball is not coming back for Tommy. Straight as an arrow, but that's Senesi had a little more speed than normal.
Yeah, I brought this up earlier. He does have that little backup action when he throws it. He stands more toward the left side of the lane than most right-handers do.
Mix it up. Be nice.
We talked a little bit about the types of bowler that we have in this match. A rookie, or at least a rookie to our show, and the veteran. And we mentioned last week, the longer the rookie stays close, the more and more confidence one gets. And if you were to talk to Bruno before the match, say, listen, you're going to throw 105 the first game, but you're going to be leading by 10, he probably would have taken it. If I have to have 105, boy, I'll take the 10-pin lead.
Interesting, too. Bruno keeps a warm-up jacket on his right arm between trips up to the foul line. Oh, strike on spare.
Well, just a matter of time, because he's been putting that ball in the pocket. Just a matter of time before he gets the good break. And here and everything, and a big strike on spare.
First strike of the day for either bowler. Oh,
Make it
wow.
Two, almost. That close. 4-pin. Ooh, just sliding by on the right.
.57 through 4 for Bruno.
Now's the 10, buddy.
Right through the center for the spread eagle. Well, so far, this is quite similar to what happened to Tom last week, Dan. He had a 108 in his first string last week, and it wasn't until right at about this point, the 5th box of the middle string, that he started to catch fire.
Come on, mix it up.
The only thing I see different is that he's not coming close to making those cut shots that he was last year, so I don't think he's quite as sharp right now. We're only halfway through, and that helps. There's a spare, and that was a difficult mark, too. The ball actually takes the 10-pin coming off the front piece of wood. And we'll take that as we move on to a break. Watch the ball come off the wood, clear out the 10-pin.
Bill DeLuca Chevrolet Pontiac Geo is introducing 1% financing available on all new in-stock cars and trucks until February 28th, including the all-new Chevy Cavalier, Beretta, Camaro, and Corvette, the reliable Chevy S10 pickup, Blazer, and Lumina APV, the Pontiac Grand Am, Grand Prix, and Firebird, and the affordable Geo Metro, Tracker, and Prism. That's 1% financing on all new in-stock vehicles going on until February 28th at Bill DeLuca Chevrolet Pontiac Geo, 76 Main Street in Bradford.
You're invited.
Experience it. Knockout looks, knockdown prices.
Bridal and Tux Outlet.
A new concept. Service. Style. Absolute savings.
Designer Originals.
Alyssa, my lady. Tuxedos by Christian Dior.
Up to 25% off special orders.
Greater savings on in-stock collection sizes 4 to 40.
Bridal and Tux Outlet, 517 South Broadway, Salem Village, Salem, New Hampshire.
Open now.
Building sold. After 15 years, Village Furniture in downtown Nashua is forced to close their doors forever. So now is the time to act for the best selection at the best price. Save 30 to 70% off on all furniture, bedding, and waterbeds. Hurry in now for savings you can't afford to miss. All items in stock are for immediate removal. Village Furniture's going out of business sale on 184 Main Street in Nashua. Your Visa, MasterCard, and Discover cards are welcome. Village Furniture going out of business forever.
Bruno DeFeo in the lead in this match.
Triangle and a difficult piece of wood out in front. The 3, 5, and 9. Just have to try to cap that wood. Well, or come off the wall. There's a couple ways of making it. He didn't give me time to give that other option. $66 through 5.
Our next taping date here at Park Place Lanes for Candlepin Stars and Strikes will be 2 weeks from today, March 25th. So we invite you to join us. We start about 9:30 in the morning and go till 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Come on, Chief, baby. Load it right up right here now.
Yes, Donnie, that's a spear.
Come on, mix it up.
Oh, I don't know if, well, okay, I was going to say, I didn't know if he wanted that one to go down at first, but it took another one. He was looking at the triangle, 2, 4, 5. 2 pin went down, but the 4 also. And 2 in a row.
Put it down now, baby. Put a 20-cent ball right here, Chief.
Kidding Dottie, she missed that, whether it was a spare or a 10, and we caught her on camera asking.
Come on, mix it up.
1, 7, and 9. Flush on the head pin. He's got a shot at making. He's got plenty of pieces of wood to help, but he's, ooh, light on the head pin.
Well, he marked in 2 frames that Bruno DeFeo did not. So that'll help his cause. But Bruno will add a little more to his lead right now. It is 13 pins, the lead, plus whatever he drops on this ball. Oh, could be a big one. 9.
This is the point in the match where those single pins start to look awfully small down there. And not for Bruno this time. Square on it. It's a couple clean shots at singles, and he's converted. Oh, boy.
Boy, you make a single pin for a spare, and then that happens.
Thing to do now is try to block it out of your mind, work it out for a 9 or a 10. Boy, that was a good-looking ball, but he's still got 5 pins up there. So that kind of negates that spare. Let's see, Tommy can reinforce the fact by coming up with a couple of marks himself.
Right now, he trails by 22.
Come on, mix it up. Run it down, T, baby.
Yes.
Whoa.
Clearing out the 4 horsemen.
Stubborn 10 pin. Watch the 10 pin kind of dances off its spot and still fights. Finally goes down right there.
There it is. First strike of the day for Tom Morgan, and it couldn't have come in a better spot.
He gets his fans back in the match too, and let's see if there's any effect on Bruno now. He's going to come back and bang the head pin with that first ball. He does. Another 9-pin drop.
No, signs of life on both sides now.
Ice water in the veins. Nailed the 5-pin after his opponent threw a spare strike. And right back in the pocket again.
No, I'm sure he was happy to see at least the 5-pin go out. It's still not an easy shot, but it's easier than it would have been.
Looking at the 2, 4, and 8. 7 drop on the spare. Looks good.
Oh.
There's a sleeper in the back. You call it, Doug. Always difficult when you got that 1 pin in the back. But a pretty good game. 130 even for Bruno.
235 the total for 2. And Tom Morgan now working on a strike.
Last week it seemed like every time you got 1 strike, you either came close or got a double. There it is. No, you come in streaks with him. When you got him down, you can't let him up. Not that Bruno eased up. He got, well, 3 marks out of the last 5 boxes.
Nope, through the center that time.
Come on, T, go get it, buddy. Go get it. Give it a pop. That ain't bad at all, T.
3 double strikes he's had now in the last 5 strings.
Oh, nice shot there off the wall, so it's another spare.
It'll be a 150 game plus for Tom Morgan. And he will have the lead in the match after 2 strings.
It's a situation where I alluded to last week where you wait for that ceiling to start to fall on you. Whether or not you can get out of the way remains to be seen. And Bruno's going to have to come back and start marking immediately in this 3rd game.
157 for Tom Morgan, bouncing back from a 95 first game, so he has a 2-string total of 252. And it's a 17-pin advantage for Tom Morgan with 1 game to go, and we'll come back with it on Stars and Strikes right after this.
G-O-U-L-E-T. They got appliances for you and me. The very best place you could possibly be is G-O-U-L-E-T. Not everybody knows how long we've been around, but everybody knows we're the best buy in town. The very best place you could possibly be is G-O-U-L-E-T, G-O-U-L-E-T, G-O-U-L-E-T.
Goulet Appliance Center, Manchester, Rochester, and Concord. There are many reasons to visit a chiropractor. Here are just 3 of them.
It took a little longer to feel better than if I took a pill, but then taking a pill didn't get to the real cause.
I instituted a company chiropractic plan at work, and the number of lost days has been cut considerably.
And I'm giving chiropractic credit for a much easier pregnancy.
Call the doctors at Central Family Chiropractic Centers in Bedford at 626-3900 or Londonderry at 434-1236 for a free consultation.
Building sold. After 15 years, Village Furniture in downtown Nashua is forced to close their doors forever. So now is the time to act for the best selection at the best price. Save 30 to 70% off on all furniture, bedding, and waterbeds. Hurry in now for savings you can't afford to miss. All items in stock are for immediate removal. Village Furniture's going out of business sale on 184 Main Street in Nashua. Your Visa, MasterCard, and Discover cards are welcome. Village Furniture going out of business forever.
We'd love to hear from you if you have comments or questions or criticisms or even compliments about the show. Drop us a line. This is a different address than the address you use for the contest, so be careful about that. But if you'd like to ask a question or make a comment, we can't answer all the mail on the air, but we try and get to some of them if we can to answer questions that a lot of you might have. Drop us a line to Stars and Strikes, WNDS TV 50, 50 Television Place, Derry, New Hampshire, 03038. We'd love to hear from you. Tom Morgan is going to start this 3rd string. And like last week, he got it all started in the middle string. Last week, Tom went 108 and then 161. This week, 95 and 157.
Oh, it looks like the bowlers are wearing him down a little bit. Oh, look at that.
How did it miss? $10 to start.
Oh. You wonder sometimes you see 9 pins scramble like that, how one manages to stay up and not even be touched a lot of times. Spare in the 2nd, Tom Morgan leading by 17.
That's 9 marks overall now for Tom. Bruno DeFeo has 7. Ooh, and he's right through the middle. The winner of this match gets a shot at our #1 seed, Jim Cassell of Rochester. And the runner-up today, of course, will get a chance, as will all the non-winners of the series, to come back in our last series of the season to try and qualify for the Tournament of Champions. That was a good 10 for Bruno after that spread eagle. When you're down, you want to try and get as much as you can.
Absolutely right. Showing a lot of character. 1, 2, 4, and 9.
That piece of wood came over and nestled against the head pin, and that certainly helped him out. So he matches the spare in the second by Tom Morgan.
Good mark. Matches the mark up by Tom in the second.
Tom a little full that time. But here's one of his favorite shots. I mean, he's probably got it right where he wants it right now, a cut shot. Not this time.
One to sit on here.
Right, T, one to sit on, buddy.
What a spot for the hammer ball.
Dottie Lark working the big scoreboard as usual. Reggie DeLine is our lob line judge. Well, that was a funny looking ball.
It was, wasn't it? It looked like it was dead in the 1-3 pocket, and he leaves himself the 4, 8, and the 10. He's going to shoot just like the 7 pin was standing and catch the 4 and almost jump it across.
Well, here's an opportunity that Bruno was looking for. He's working on a mark. Well, not bad considering where he was. And now he'll shoot at the 1, 9, and 10. Nope.
Good bid, though. Good offer on the 1, 9, 10. Well, still 17 pin advantage for Tom Morgan. Chance here for Bruno to put a mark up as we go to break. Got to regroup. And boy,
he really just seems to be 1 pin short all the time. He's just not getting that break that he needs to make things a little easier. Although he does have a crack at this, the 5 and the 7.
Yeah, it's a clip the wood as he's going by to get the 5 pin with the ball. Just like that. Nice shot.
That was a nice shot, and that sets up the final 6 boxes of this one, with Bruno DeFeo starting to cut into that lead of Tom Morgan. Could have a pretty good finish here. Don't go away. We're in the semifinals of this series championship here on Stars and Strikes, and we'll wrap it up after this.
If you won Tri-State Megabucks, you could afford to have your children taught equitation at a cost of nearly $17,000 per year, horse not included. Or you could have them taught proper grace and etiquette at charm school for about $5,000 per year. Or you could do what Bertha Aruda did when she won. She split the jackpot among her 3 children, thereby teaching them something they might not learn anywhere: generosity. You can bet her kids also learn division. Tri-State Megabucks. Play this week and just imagine.
Now there's a fresh new look
for the Weeks family of low-fat milk.
with that same great taste.
New Hampshire fresh.
Low cholesterol, too.
A fresh new look with that same great taste from Weeks.
It's a fresh new brighter look for Weeks low-fat milk. Light 2% low-fat milk. Light 1% low-fat milk. Weeks skim non-fat milk.
It's got that same great taste.
That fresh taste your family loves.
A fresh new look with that same great taste.
Fresh new look.
Same great taste. I'll buy that.
From Weeks.
Introducing our new double-stuffed living room at Jordan's Furniture. You've never sat in anything this comfortable.
Very
Just kind of get absorbed by it.
It kind of wraps around you as you sit here.
Oh, this is great. Oh, it is. It's great. It's so comfortable.
Yes, it is comfortable in 6 plush colors. The sofa underpriced now $5.99. Double stuffed living room is only at Jordan's Furniture.
Wake me up in a week.
Yes, I love it. Can I have it?
Goulet. They got appliances for you and me. The very best place you could possibly be is Goulet. Not everybody knows how long we've been around, but everybody knows we're the best buy in town. The very best place you could possibly be is Goulet. Goulet. Goulet.
Goulet Appliance Center, Manchester, Rochester, and Concord.
Come on, team, baby, right now. Come on.
6 boxes remaining. Tom Morgan in the 5th. All of a sudden, he's getting splits on every ball.
Possibilities with a 3, 5, 7, and 10. Going to be on the right-hand side of that 3-pin, I believe. No.
Nice try. Get the stick.
Go stick, team.
Hang on here, Tommy. Nice try.
On the bottom, T. On the bottom, T.
Come on, hang on here, buddy.
Mix that up.
3-pin left for Tom Morgan. Ooh, and he slides by to the right.
Oh, Bruno dodges a bullet there. So the lead as Bruno gets up there will be 16 minus the ball on the spare. So another mark, have a brand new ball game. Well, that's the first break he's got off the head pin in this game. Just tripped the 4-pin, 3, 6, 10, and looks like the wood can sweep right down all 3 of them. And it does. So 2 in a row. There's a replay of those last 3 pins.
Just coming out of the channel to get that 10-pin.
And again, right back in the pocket, he leaves a 5-10 this time. He's got the 5-7, now he's got the 5-10, and, well, possibilities. Two shots. Try to cut the 5-pin on the left or use the wood out in front. No problem with that wood out front. I don't know if he'll carry the 10.
Yes.
It does. Just clips it. Those some clutch marks.
3 in a row for Bruno DeFeo, and he's got the lead. Or he will when he comes back up.
Just enough to clip that 10-pin going by. And I tell you, Tommy's got the tiger by the tail here. Pretty good performance by young Bruno. Let's see if Tommy plays a single, has the wood come off the wall. That's what he tried to do, but
Come on, pins are big here.
Good 10 box. He's got 3 of those in a row, but 10s aren't going to do it.
well, all important 8th frame. Oh boy.
Doesn't that figure? He's been getting splits all during this string. That time he really bounced one up there, and he gets a strike out of it.
Just barely touches the head pin. Looks like he's going to be left with the 3 and the 9. The 3 goes, and there goes the 9. So a strike. That's also gives Bruno something to think about.
This is on a spare.
Well, there's justice, I guess. Finally misses the head pin with the first ball and gets a decent break. 1 and 3. And the lead.
By 7. No. Went by. Misses a chance for 4 in a row.
But more important, had a chance to push the lead into the double figures.
Especially with that strike of Tom Morgan's coming up now in the 8th. The lead right now is still 7, but you see that big strike in the 8th. You've talked about that 8th frame so many times when we've come down like this in close matches. Set yourself up for a big finish if you get a mark in the 8th, particularly a strike.
Well, a very makeable spare. 1, 2, and 10 And got a couple pieces of wood in between the head pin and the 10 pin, which should help him with that 10 pin. Ooh, light on the head pin, left the 2. Every pin counts now. 7 pins. 7 pins on the strike will knot it up.
Think he's thinking double at all?
Just a little heavy. Watch out. Wow, that was a break. That was a break. Look at this, how it turned.
Put it down.
Just like that.
He was looking at the 3, 6, 4, 7. The 6 pin fell, and not only fell, but turned next to the 3 pin and gave him this kind of an angle for the 4, 7.
Tom's going to get whatever he can. And there's the strike on spare. Answering the call in the final 2 boxes. Plus, remember, he has the disadvantage of just having to put something up there and then watch. Because there won't be anything he can do about it once he sits down. Almost. Well, Bruno is going to have to come up with a pretty terrific finish here. He's got to get 152 to tie it, which means he needs a double strike.
Needs a double strike.
Boy, Tom Morgan, strike, spare, strike.
There's one of them. There's one of them. And Tommy Morgan just drops his head back saying it's not over. This is a big ball.
It's got to happen on this ball for Bruno DeFeo.
Looks good.
Through the middle, and that'll do it. But what a finish. Wow. Wow. Tom Morgan, 60 pins in the last 3 boxes.
And he needed him to win.
He really did. This will be the best string of the match for Bruno DeFeo, but it'll be just a little bit short as he comes up with a 138 and a 373. Tom Morgan with his 135 is at 387.
Pretty good performance, though. First time on TV.
That's a terrific match, and Tom Morgan makes it 2 in a row and moves into the finals next week. We'll talk more about that and have our bonus ball contest right after these words.
The new power and sport performance is here. 4 all-new Toyota Celicas for $19.90. Celica, up to 200 horsepower, delivers high-tech performance. Front-wheel drive and airbag security are standard. And Celica's strong resale delivers lasting value. Celica, the new superpower and sport performance, now at a super value price. See your New England Toyota dealer now. He delivers value today and tomorrow.
If you buy now at the Lazy Boy Showcase Shop, you can get a free vacation as well as a great buy on Lazy Boy furniture. Yes, March is more than just a chair sale month, and the Avengers series is on sale. The free See America vacation is yours with purchases of $699. See details at New Hampshire's only Lazy Boy Showcase Shop in Merrimack, a half-mile north of the Anheuser-Busch Brewery.
I'll take it.
Hey, where are you buying your next bike?
At Mom's. Mom's?
That's right, Mom's. Motorcycles of Manchester, your #1 dealer of new and used bikes. Right now, Mom's has all makes of used bikes dirt cheap. Mom's also has the new Matchless and ATK, and Metzler, Continental, and Dunlop tires, as well as batteries for all makes of bikes. And of course, helmets are always up to 50% off. So if you need a bike, go see Mom. Motorcycles of Manchester, 98 Willow Street, Manchester.
Alexander's loaded for freshness, the best of the fresh, straight to you. Your kind of service, your kind of freshness. Alexander's loaded for freshness, the best of the fresh, straight to our door. Meat and produce, dairy and deli, you'll find the freshest at Alexander's.
just 2 bowlers now, and we'll have our series championship match next week. But before we get to talking about that, fine performance by Bruno DeFeo in his first appearance on television.
A real gutsy performance, if that's the word to use. Even the last 2 boxes, he knew he needed a double strike. He got the first one, and he threw a pretty good ball that 10th frame, too. Could have just easily, a little more to the right or left, he went at a double strike.
It was a very strange match. It seemed like you throw the ball farther away from the head pin, you get the breaks, and guys were right on the head pin and not getting much happening.
And both bowlers, especially Bruno. He buried a couple of them. He got the 5-7, 5-10 a couple of times. Sometimes, well, the 5-7 he made with a piece of wood. So pretty good performance by both bowlers, but Bruno's to be complimented first time in front of the lights.
All right, let's meet both bowlers. We'll get to the bonus ball contest, too. Let's have a big round of applause for Bruno DeFeo. And we have a check for him. That'll calm the wounds a little bit, I hope, and congratulations. Nice job. That was a terrific performance.
Thanks. Just as the breaks, they got to go a little bit once in a while, and that's how the game goes sometimes.
Well, I know it takes a lot to get here, and so now that you're over that hump, we hope to see you again real soon.
Oh, you will.
Right.
Promise that.
Thanks very much, Bruno. Congratulations. All right. That's Bruno DeFeo. And now, by popular demand, on the bonus ball contest, Tom Morgan, once again, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone who sent in more than 2 is very upset right now. But we're going to see if we can get a winner anyway. Tom had a 1 last week, in case you weren't with us. There's an 8.
Should have had a 1 again.
Let's see if we get a match here on an 8. No, 7. Sorry for C. French Jr. from Ware, New Hampshire. So not a match, but we'll be sending a TV50 NHCBA desk pen out to Ware, New Hampshire. And for Tom Morgan, another victory, another easy one, right?
Oh, yeah, they're getting them easier by the minute, ain't they? I don't know what I'm doing the first thing, but thank God Bruno got a lot of tough breaks the first thing. He could have put me away early. He didn't get any luck at all. And after that, I found my ball, and we just went head-to-head after that. It was a good match.
Well, never mind the first string. What about these second strings? Now, see if you could put 3 of those together, you'd be really in business.
I'll stay where I am right now. I'm not going to play in the second string. I don't know what's happening.
We've got Jim Cassell lined up for you next week, and that'll be for the big money and the spot in the Tournament of Champions.
Well, hopefully it'll be a great show. I'm ready.
All right, we'll be seeing you then.
Very good, thank you.
All right, that's Tom Morgan of Lynn. And, well, we've got it all set up now. Let's take a look at the ladder, Dan. We've had some terrific matches during this series, some kind of strange matches as well, but they've all been very interesting right down till the end. And we can certainly look for much the same next week when we will have our number 3 seed, Tom Morgan, who's now won 2 matches in a row, going against Jim Cassell, another newcomer to TV50 Candlepin Stars and Strikes. He'll be coming in to try and defend that number 1 spot. Of course, $1,000 to the winner, and more importantly, the spot in the tournament.
I think that both bowlers have got that on their mind. The $1,000 is one thing, but the qualification in the Tournament of Champions, which is it's real exciting, and I think that's wearing on their mind as well. So it should shape up to be a great one. You got a rookie against a veteran, and same type of match we had this week. So we'll see what happens.
We'll be looking forward to seeing you next Sunday here on Candlepin Stars and Strikes. And until then, for Dan Murphy and the whole TV50 Sports crew, Doug Brown. So long, everybody. Have a good week.